BTS News.I. In the midst of the uproar of the South Korean entertainment world, one name that has never been absent from public and media conversations is BTS. However, of the 7 members who are so shining, there are 2 names that often invite curiosity, thrill fans, and trigger thousands of theories from ARMY around the world: Jimin and Jungkook. The duo is not only known for their incredible closeness, but also for their sweet, intense, and sometimes confusing interactions. Many refer to them by the name Jikook, and today we're going to address a question that has probably been on the minds of many fans for a long time. What are the compelling reasons for submitting Jikook? The question doesn't just stop at the level of liking. He is transformed into a cultural phenomenon in the ARMY community. Thousands of fanfiction, video edits, long threads on X, formerly Twitter, and even theories based on body gestures and silent conversations have been born because of Jikook's presence. But is that just a fan illusion? Or is there something deeper hidden behind the meaningful gaze between Jimin and Jungkook? If we look back to the early days of BTS, the relationship between Jimin and Jungkook has looked special. They started their journey together as young trainees in Big Hit. Jungkook, who was very young and shy at the time, was often said to be close to Jimin, the caring and gentle Sang-hyung. From the beginning, Jimin was like a protective figure, someone who made Jungkook comfortable in a harsh and stressful world. Their closeness developed naturally. Unlike the relationship between the other members who tend to be casual or funny, Jikook shows a more complex dynamic. They laugh together, have small fights, cheer each other up, and most interestingly, look at each other in silence. The ARMY keenly captured those moments, the way Jungkook looked at Jimin when he spoke, the way Jimin smiled a little every time Jungkook touched his hair, even the way they approached each other when not in the spotlight. Not only that, on various occasions they were also caught on camera spending time together. From behind-the-scenes moments of concerts, live broadcasts on VLive, to relaxing moments in the waiting room, the two often look very comfortable with each other. Their compatibility is indisputable both in terms of personality and artistic interest. The expressive and loving Jimin blends with the intense and curious Jungkook. This combination makes many people feel that they complement each other perfectly. However, what makes the reason for sending Jikook even stronger is how they support each other in difficult times. One example is during the COVID-19 pandemic, where BTS members expressed the loneliness and inner pressure they felt. In the documentary and personal recordings released by Big Hit, it is seen how Jimin becomes the place where Jungkook shares his emotional burden. Even on one occasion, Jungkook said that Jimin was the only place where he could tell a story when it all felt too much. A relationship like this, one built on emotional closeness, trust, and deep affection, is not something that can be made up. This is the main reason why many ARMYs feel that sending Jikook is not just because they look good together, but because they reflect the definition of a true bond. On the other hand, it must be admitted that Jikook is also not without controversy. There are times when their interaction becomes very intense until it finally disappears for quite a long time. Such a situation gives rise to a lot of speculation. Some argue that they may have been at odds or that there were deliberate boundaries created due to pressure from agencies and public expectations. However, behind all that, every time Jikook again showed closeness, ARMY's heartbeat was again spurred on. As if they were saying, "We're still here." Their calmness and maturity in addressing the issues surrounding their relationship are also evidence of the depth of that bond. They never directly respond to issues about them, but facial expressions, brief touches, and meaningful interactions often speak more than 1,000 words. And that's what makes Jikook's story feel so real and full of mystery at the same time. Interestingly, the ARMY also realized that Jikook's development was in harmony with their personal development. Jimin grew into a more confident figure, while Jungkook became more open and did not hesitate to show his emotions. On various occasions, especially during interviews and documentaries, the two did not hesitate to reveal how important the existence of each other is. Jimin often refers to Jungkook as the little brother he always looked up to, while Jungkook sincerely says that he is very grateful to Jimin for helping him grow, even in their last concert before the draft. The moment Jungkook hugged Jimin tightly on stage created an incredible emotional wave. Not a few were crying to see how the two looked at each other affectionately, as if to say, "I will wait for you." Words are never spoken, but their bodies, their gazes, and the silence that exists between them speak louder than anything. Now, with all of the members currently serving in the military, Expectations of BTS's return are bringing a lot of new speculation, including how the members' relationship will change after they return. And for Jikook, many believe that this time will be an important turning point. Will they come back with a stronger relationship? Or will they choose to keep their distance in order to protect their privacy and comfort? However, one thing is certain, the army has a very good reason to keep sending Jikook. Not because of sheer fantasy, but because of their bond over the years that has been a witness to millions of eyes. Because of their real chemistry which cannot be faked. Because of the way they look at each other with sincerity. Because of the comfort, trust, and love they show even in silence. In the end, the reason for sending Jikook is the same reason why we believe in love, because it grows out of sincerity, not coercion. Because he endured through time, trials, and doubts. Because he inspires, gives hope, and reminds us that true compassion still exists in this world. Jikook is not just an ordinary fanship couple. They are symbols of an unshakable bond, of a love that transcends the limits of the stage, of a love that may not always be announced, but always felt. That is why, today and beyond, the reason for sending Jikook will live on, like love itself, which never really goes away, and until the moment they return, shake hands on stage, or even just sit together in silence, the army will still be waiting. Waiting for the moment when Jikook is back together, not just as two shining individuals, but as two souls who have found a home in each other, because home may not be a place, but a person. And in this story, the house is jikook. In every journey of love that is told through song lyrics, in every second of togetherness that is caught on camera or that escapes media attention, Jikook's name seems to be the red thread of a story that is never finished. This story is not written with ink, but with a look in the eyes, with a comforting hug, and with a smile that holds 1,000 meanings. When two humans understand each other without the need for words, what could be stronger evidence that the two are emotionally connected? The army was a witness. You could even say they are the keepers of the story. They are the ones who keep every snippet of the video, which captures little moments like Jungkook pulling Jimin's chair silently, or when Jimin thoughtfully puts a hat on Jungkook's head. Those moments are not designed. They are not part of the scenario. They are little things that only two people who care about each other do. Some might say it's just an interpretation, that what the fans see is the result of hope and imagination. But could millions of hearts be able to feel something the same if it really wasn't real? Could it be that the thousands of tears that fell from one hug from Jikook were just a coincidence? When millions of people who do not know each other feel trembling from one quiet moment, we are no longer talking about delusions, we are talking about connection.